Oh, hey. It's almost Alex Norman here. In this video, at the end of the day, we're going to be talking about how to actually end your travel videos. So, this is one of the most common problems I see within members of my Travel Video Academy, and also it's a common problem I see on YouTube in general, that beginners and sometimes intermediates will be making their videos and they'll sometimes make even their best work yet, you know? They'll get all of the shot types right, they'll get the editing on point, nice and snappy, it fits the theme of the video. But then when it comes to the end, maybe if it's a minute-long video or a 2-minute video, the video just seems to end. Like it just seems to kind of cut off and just fizzle away. And there might be a great drop in the video, there might be like a big build-up, but then at the end of the video, I mean, this is what it typically looks like. And that is just, the visuals fade down, the audio fades down, and then nothing really happens, you know? It's just kind of a bit of an anti-climax. This is one of the things that you want to avoid as much as you can in the video, because the ending is where you leave the viewer. The ending is where the viewer leaves the video and makes their mind up about if it was good or not. They say first impressions count, and that's definitely true. But within videos, it's how the video ends. Think of your favorite films. If it's a great film but a terrible ending, you don't really like it. But if it's a pretty good film, but then the ending is like, whoa, then it changes everything and it changes your whole perspective of the film. So in this video, we're going to be going over one key overall point, followed by 3 tricks that you can use to really put an awesome ending on your video. So first up, the overall point. This is one of the most important things to consider, is the narrative of the video. And the beginning, the middle, those 2 things really affect the end. So a lot of videos that have a really good endings will somehow mirror the beginning. So they will start with something. They'll start with a kind of maybe a scene. For example, in a travel video, I'm just thinking of an example here. Maybe a scene in the house and you're kind of packing up, you're ready to go traveling, you're packing up your stuff. Then maybe you have the big travel video, and then maybe the ending, a really nice way to round it out could be back at the house. It reflects the beginning. So you're not just thinking about the last 5 seconds of the video. I'm encouraging you to think here about the whole video, and having a narrative throughout the video always makes the ending feel better. So it's important as you go into your video, always keep in mind, okay, how am I going to end this? I need the ending shot. How am I going to end this and make it good? Because it's one of the most frustrating things when you've got a sick edit and then just at the end it's like, damn it, there's nothing here to have. There's nothing here to finish this video. Another thing about overall narrative is the way that your clips interact with each other. I talk a lot in my videos about theories of contrast and relativity, which is saying that if you have a slow part of your video, if you put the speed up just a little bit, it will seem a lot faster, you know, your audience will notice that difference. Whilst if you have, even if your video is super fast, if you have that super fast thing the whole time, it will get boring after 10 seconds of it being fast. You'll kind of be like, okay, now it's all fast the whole time. You need that contrast. You need something to say the rhythm of the video is shifting. And this is how we can play with the ending of videos. We can shift the rhythm from maybe at the beginning you have a slow rhythm followed by a big build-up and a big climax of rhythm, and then down to that slow rhythm again, but in a clever way, in something that reflects and contains information from both the drop and the beginning. So it's kind of linking back to the narrative you've already built at the same time. So just that a summary of that overall point, you've got to think about rhythm within your narrative, the energy of the video, and also the narrative itself, and how you can tie it together into a resolution at the end of the video. Now we're going to be getting on to the 3 tricks. These things are more kind of, okay, now we're thinking about the last like 10 seconds of the video and how just with these tricks we can make it seem a bit more punchy, a bit more impactful, the ending, rather than just let it fizzle out into nothing. The first trick is using a trick of music. A lot of people use tracks in their video. A typical song that is mainstream is maybe like 3 or 4 minutes long. a lot of the time you don't want to fit your video just around that song. You don't want to think, okay, my video needs to be 4 minutes just because this song is 4 minutes so we can have the beginning and the end looking nice. Like, that's not a good way to think about it. Often because you'll find yourself not having enough footage and putting in some of your worst clips just to fill up the time of the video. A way that you can get around this, say you have 2 minutes worth of really good shots. That's your best stuff. You know that if you drag it past 2 minutes, you're going to be using some of your worst shots. It's not a good idea. What you can do is actually cut out a middle section of the song, just get rid of it, and bring the end of the song back into that kind of middle section. As long as you do this right, as long as you listen to the pace and match up the same beats, and even better, match up the same kind of chord progression within the song, then that ending is going to fit really smoothly in the middle, especially if you put a crossfade there as well. And people will never notice. So you can have a beginning of the song that's usually 4 minutes, cut that down to 2 minutes, and you have the beginning, middle, and end of the song within that same song. Because usually songs repeat themselves, you can just cut out the bit that repeats. Next up, we have sound effects. So sometimes you feel like you need to end on something a bit punchy, a bit bigger. So you can actually grab a sound effect from your sound effect library on your computer, download something, buy a sound effects pack, and then add a sound effect to the end of your video. So on the shot that ends, maybe you want to end it really abruptly. Then adding a nice kind of like cinematic kind of boom sound effect or a whoosh sound effect can really just give it that final polish when the video ends.
Baby, hold tight. Don't fight it.
So it's a really good, very small little trick to have. And these tricks are kind of going down of importance. Like the song thing is important. Sound effect thing, not so important. And then this final one is even less important, but it can be nice. It's using a good title at the end of the video. So like, for example, a video by your name here, or like directed by your name here, with maybe like your logo or your signature or just the text. Having this at the end of your video, it gives it this kind of familiar feel that your audience will get used to, like, okay, the video's ended, we've got the name here. It's a nicer kind of familiar thing to add. You can also time that in. You can tie these tricks together by having the music end properly, adding a sound effect when the music ends to add that punch to the ending, and then adding your title when that video ends. That's really going to give your video that feel that it's rounded out, it's got a good solid ending. Combine this with having an overall narrative that has that change in rhythm and pacing and that kind of naturally comes to a close narratively and rhythmically at the end of the video. Tie that in with these 3 tricks, and that's how you end an awesome travel video.
Baby, hold tight. Don't fight it.
Okay guys, I hope that tip really helps you. I'll see you in the next one. Keep filming. Bye-bye.